Let's face it, as Nintendo fans, we are often left slightly disappointed and scratching our heads asking why. Where is our Super Mario Galaxy 3? Why isn't Metroid out yet? Bring back the Ice Climber seriously, and what were you thinking, the Virtual Boy? Well, sit back as Sean Capri and Bobby Pauls do just that. That's right, this is If We Ran Nintendo. Now, cue the music, maestro.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of If We Ran Nintendo. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by my cleaned-up, good-looking friend here, Sean Capri. What is up, Sean?
I was not expecting that. You're going to make me blush on this show. Aw. Nice to see you, buddy.
You too. So, if you notice, Sean is minus the turtle. The turtle got sent away. It's a sad day in the Capri household.
We're down a Capri. We're down a Capri. But I was going to say he's in a better place, but that sounds like he's not alive.
Yeah,
he's very much alive. But yes, we have some space. Very soon, this will be an Amiibo / Skylanders / whatever the heck else we want to put up there. Wall. Yeah. We're going to just see that little shelf right here. If you're watching, you can see me weatherman this whole thing because I'm not looking behind me, but I'm pretending like I know exactly where it is.
You're pretty good. You're doing pretty
bad. I don't know.
You look like that a white man.
My head. A whole wall of shelving. It's going to be fantastic. So today just finished installing a sink. This is next.
That's
boom.
Awesome.
Can't wait.
That is awesome. So, so what's up? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm feeling good. It's a holiday here in Canada where we get it a week ahead of you guys. We're celebrating some Queen or something.
Okay.
So
we're Memorial Day. We're Memorial Day next week.
Right.
So I don't get off. I have to work.
I'll be in the States celebrating that too. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, how long are you staying in the States?
About 10 days. I'll be in San Francisco I don't want to lay out my entire itinerary.
Yeah.
But I'll be there starting next Wednesday or starting Wednesday, 2 days from now.
Is
actually
it next Wednesday?
It's in the past from when you're hearing this.
So wait. So it's this Wednesday.
Today is Monday. 2 days from today.
And then how long are you staying for?
Until the following Friday.
Wow. So that means how are we going to do the podcast? We're going
to make it work. I got Wi-Fi. Okay. I'm bringing my laptop down. It's going to work. Okay. I got another show I got to do too.
Okay, that's good. I just want to make sure. Listen, I have commitments.
I'm glad we could talk this out.
I have this. I love this show. I can't go a week without it. So if you take this from me, I'm going to be in depression. Like the dog. You hear the dog?
Aw, he's so sad.
He's sad. He's crying. I don't know why he's crying. He's staring out the window and he's just whimpering like a little baby.
That's textbook depression. When you're crying, you don't even know why.
Yeah, he's sad because he thought you weren't going to be able to do the podcast.
Well, don't worry, little buddy. It's all good. We're going to make it work.
He probably, because he knows his mother's home soon, so he's getting a little antsy. He loves her. He tolerates me, but he loves her.
No, we'll make it work. It's going to happen.
So, this is a little off the Nintendo base. But I finished Uncharted 4 yesterday.
Yeah.
My lord. That is such an amazing game. It really is so good.
You might say it's a 10 out of 10.
I would probably either a super high 9 or a 10 out of 10. Like, that's
where I was.
Yeah.
What else can it do?
Yeah, the beginning's a little slow. If I'm going to take points away, it's not the perfect game for me because the beginning is a little slow. And you hit that around chapter 4 to 5, it gets a little weird. Not weird, but just like slow. It hits a slow point, and you're not really doing anything. You're kind of just watching a lot of stuff. But then when she ramps up, holy cow, it is phenomenal. Naughty Dog does it again, man. Straight up. If this game does not win Game of the Year, there's some nonsense going on.
I 100% agree with everything. I 100% agree with 90%. So I agree that around chapter 4, things do slow down, but the payoff is enormous. I feel like the ending, the way that everything happens and when things do ramp up, they pay off in a way, the way that they do because of the first part of the game taking its time.
Yeah.
So it's all purposeful. It's not just slow just because they can't figure out what else to do. I think it is like it serves a purpose, and things get amazing by the end. I was so surprised. I thought that this was going to be just, Uncharted 3.5, like kind of like the same thing. Because I also felt that 3 was cookie cutter from 2 with just instead of a train, you've got the ship or whatever. Like it's just find and replace set pieces. But this was so different, and I love that they did it a little differently.
I agree completely. Now, and I'm not trying to get in. There's a reason why I brought this up, and I'm not trying to get into because we're a Nintendo podcast theoretically, but the reason why I bring this up is I've brought it up numerous times that I feel like this is what Zelda should be like. I feel like to some degree, I would like Zelda to be a little bit more open worldish, where you can take off and go where you want to go. But like I feel like with the voice acting and stuff, like I feel like Zelda is a perfect game for that. I would also even say that like a Metroid game like this would probably be perfect. It just amazes me how well Naughty Dog does voice acting, and they crush it every single time. And that's where I don't understand. You get a lot of pushback when you bring this topic up. A lot of people push back on this. They don't like the idea of this Naughty Dog style game in their Nintendo universe. And part of me thinks that like a lot of that is because you've never played the game before. A lot of it is I think people are just so stuck in their cookie cutter ways that they just are afraid to step out of those boundaries and let Nintendo break free and do something a little different. I think that Nintendo doing something like this, like really hiring good voice actors, let's be honest, Nolan North, Troy Baker, all these guys, they are phenomenal. They are amazing voice actors. If Nintendo spent a little money and got some really good voice actors, Zelda, I understand it's going to be touch and go and people aren't going to be with it. But a game like Metroid, where you do something like this, where it's, it'd be amazing, I think. I would love every second of it. So
I agree. And the thing that I it's not just in the voice acting, it's in the relationship building. And I think if you remember in Skyward Sword, I think a lot of people will agree with me on this. That was the best Link and Zelda relationship that I can remember. Like when they look at each other, when they are acting for each other, you feel that more. I felt in Skyward Sword than probably any other game. Everything else kind of seems a little bit, like you say, cookie cutter. So I felt like in Skyward Sword, they took a nice step towards making them kind of closer together and you feeling that. And that's really the value that I get out of the Naughty Dog games is not it. I mean, the voice acting cements that, but it's in the writing, it's in creating the situations for the characters to act for one another that Nintendo needs to, that's really the first step. And then voice acting that's like the icing on the cake. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay. So with that, let's move into our first topic, because it kind of bounces off this a little bit. Danielle Crowder hit us again, but this time she hit us via Twitter. But I'm going to take kind of what she's referencing and kind of push it a little bit further. And she's just basically saying, if we ran Nintendo, what movie would we make? And I want to take it a little bit and say, let's pitch this to the fans. Like, this is what we would do. This is how we would do it. This is, whatever. So, because I think she was just more or less like, well, what would you do for movies? And I want to take it a little bit further and do what we do with it, if possible. So, before we get into really pitching it, what movie or what franchise would you take and try to make a movie out of?
I think first and foremost, I would probably steer clear of kind of the major pillars. I actually wouldn't do a Zelda or a Mario. Probably not even Donkey Kong or Yoshi. Probably, I kind of like where they're going with the mobile thing with Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing. As weird as that might sound, I think Fire Emblem lends nicely to a movie. Animal Crossing is just so open that could really work. So I don't know if that's kind of what you were thinking with them, or do you want to start? Because I feel like there's two schools of thought with this. You go test things out with a fairly a well-known one, but not the big franchise. Yeah. Or do you go we're going to do this and we're going to lead with Mario?
I have two ideas. One is we go animated. One is we go live action. Obvious. It's not rocket science. I'm not reinventing the wheel here by saying that. If I went animated for the first film, I would totally go Animal Crossing because I feel like that is the perfect movie for it. I would do CGI. I would do like a Pixar type thing. Either I would go to Pixar and ask them to do it, or I would go to DreamWorks and have them work on it. That would be my preference. Those two studios would be the ones to do that. But in thinking of that, I thought, you know what? Everybody's thinking that. Everybody says that answer.
Right.
Like those type of answers. So I started to think a little further. And I thought, I want to go live action. I want to go Punch Out as my first movie.
I was going to say, I love it. Yes, I was going to say the same thing.
I have a few ideas here. Because obviously, with a live action Punch Out, you could potentially go back to Mike Tyson and be like, hey, what do you think about this? And bring Mike Tyson in to be like the huge antagonist that you have to battle at the end, like that Little Mac has to fight at the end. But I thought, okay, that might be too cliche and people might not want to do that. So I thought, okay, what if Bald Bull? Bald Bull has always had history because Bald Bull and Doc Lewis, there's a little history there between the two where Doc Lewis used to train Bald Bull and then some stuff happened and they separated and went their own separate ways. So I thought, like, okay, you got to make this a movie. You got to have this drama packed. So what if Little Mac's starting out and he goes through the ranks and the first fighter he fights is Glass Joe. But rather than, like, hating everybody, he gets, he boxes them. He beats them. But Glass Joe is kind of like a boxer that's on his way out, and he's a little bit older, but they befriend each other. They become friends, and a big payday comes for Glass Joe, and he's like, you know what, this could be the one that sets me up forever, and I'm done, and it's Bald Bull. Glass Joe fights Bald Bull. Bald Bull actually kills Glass Joe.
Yes. Okay, I'm right with you.
All right? So now Little Mac has vengeance, and he's fire, and it's twofold, because partly is you could show as they're going through the ranks, like he's being disrespected by Bald Bull, nonsense like that, because of the Doc Lewis tie. And then you have that big bang 'em up knockout fight. And the thing about it is, because there's so many characters in the Punch-Out realm, you could do a montage where he's fighting a few different guys. Don't get goofy and nonsensical and be like, we're going to do stuff where these boxers actually swing and fight the way they do in the video game. Get away from all that. Make it a serious film. Like, go hardcore with this thing. Like, make it a PG-13 flick. Doesn't have to be a kid flick. A little bit grittier. Well, you think about it. Superhero movies are PG-13 anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking kind of along the lines of with Up and some of the later Pixar movies where they have kind of the opening scene and it makes you bawl your freaking eyes out. Like, I feel like that scene with Glass Joe, like that's the spoilers. No, I won't spoil Up for anybody. That's the first scene in Up.
Yeah.
Almost no dialogue, no real dialogue, just a series of vignettes and just this happens. And then the movie starts with like the craziest motivation for Little Mac ever.
Yeah.
I love this idea.
So I even went a step further, and I thought, who would I
cast anybody?
I said, who would I get to play Little Mac? And I thought two things. One, I'm going to stay clear. It's hard because both of the guys that I'm thinking have been in boxing movies. It wasn't actually. I could go with third guy that's been in a boxing movie, but I don't like the third guy so much. So my first pick, if I had one, would be Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
I think that dude could play anything.
Of course. Yep.
Amazing. Next one would be Ryan Gosling. Again, great, really good actor. And I'm thinking builds wise, like body wise, like they have that build. The third, I would say that I think looks a lot like Little Mac would be Mark Wahlberg. But I don't like him being Little Mac per se. If I could find someone that looks like him, his build, and just a better actor, I'd definitely go that way.
So I'll throw two at you. I think I agree with – who was the first one again? I think I agree with the first one.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy for sure.
Yes.
Ryan Gosling, I love Ryan Gosling. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely think he's amazing. Try these two. Ryan Reynolds, kind of wittier, kind of quicker. Like
yeah.
I don't know if you like that kind of thing. It might be a little too Deadpool.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go that way with it. But go ahead. He's a great
Jeremy
actor.
Renner. Jeremy Renner, I think.
What about Matt Damon?
Or Matt Damon. I'm thinking like who can do like the, I don't know if it's an Elvis kind of hairstyle or whatever. Like who can you kind of like put that slick hair?
So I would look if I'm looking
or Ben Affleck. I'd put Ben Affleck instead.
He's a little bit older. That's the problem where I'm thinking like I want a younger character. So
right.
Even Matt Damon might not work, and that's
I think
why
they're showing our age by not saying some of the younger guys because we don't know who the heck they are.
Yeah, probably. So you know what? Zac Efron might make it good.
Oh, good one. Yep.
You know what I mean?
I like it.
Like I think it. So so now let's take it.
This guy's just jacked.
Yeah. Let's take it a step further. Let's cast Doc Lewis. Now, man, who would you go with for Doc Lewis? Okay, let's back it up a step. Glass Joe. Who would you think would be Glass Joe?
I feel like you have somebody in mind.
That's why I brought it up. So I don't even know his name. I don't know the actor's name. Did you ever see? Oh my God, my mind just went blank. It went blank all across the board. Go ahead.
I don't know why I feel like you're going to say Christoph Waltz for one of these guys.
Who's Christoph Waltz?
He's the guy from Inglourious Bastards. He's the Nazi, the lead guy. He's hunting them all down. Did you ever see that? He's also in the Clash of Clans commercials. He's reading the bedtime stories.
No, not him.
I put him in anything.
I'm trying to think of the movie this guy was in.
I'm on the edge of my seat, by the way.
It was in a Keanu Reeves flick. Keanu Reeves played a football player one time.
Oh, I didn't see that movie.
And
I know which one you're talking about.
People
are screaming at us right now.
I know. So it's okay. So the football movie is called The Replacements, right? And then the actor in it, if I could find this guy, this is horrible. This is okay. Oh, I can't even pronounce his name. This is the worst part. No, Rhys Ifans, RHYSIFANS.
How far down the cast list is this guy? Where do you pull this from?
I just remember because when you pull him up.
He's from The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes. Dude, when you look at that guy, he looks like Glass Joe.
That's so true.
He does. He nails it.
Wow, what a pull.
No, I think he looks like Glass Joe to a T. I think he nails that role. Because he also plays that quirky, goofy guy, and I think that's perfect for Glass Joe. So let's look at the two that we would do. The other two I feel like in this movie realm that I brought up. Mm-hmm. Who would you get to play Doc Lewis?
I am drawing a blank. I was going to go over to Bald Bull, but do you want to stick with this for now?
We could go Bald Bull first. Go ahead.
So I've always thought that he is like a takeoff on Evander Holyfield, but I haven't seen that guy in a long time. Like, is he too old right now?
But Bald Bull is older.
Yeah.
So I think that you could almost pull that off. The problem is I don't know. A, I don't know Holyfield's acting chops. B, right. I don't know that Holyfield could pull off like a nasty, mean character. So that might be an issue.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Dolph Lundgren from.
What about Terry Crews?
Oh yes, he could do anything.
Yeah,
100%.
I think he would play a great Bald Bull.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Doc Lewis. I'm thinking Lawrence Fishburne. I think Lawrence.
No, I hate him.
You don't like Lawrence Fishburne?
I liked him in The Matrix. Don't get me wrong. I loved him in The Matrix, but he ruined the Superman and Batman movies for me.
Oh, you're crazy. I loved him in Batman v Superman.
Oh, God.
Right.
Yeah, but
All right, so we disagree there, but let's think.
I mean, you could do it, but he's kind of like, and I guess he's kind of bigger. I'm just thinking of like who's the curviest.
Yeah, that's. I think you got to find someone that's got that build.
That's the butt and the gut.
Yeah. Should I type in heavy overweight actors and see what comes up?
Like, how do you like? Family Matters. Carl. Like,
oh, that dude nails it.
Reginald, what's his name? Johnson?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah. You know what? That nails it. To a T.
Like, he's a little older, but I feel like that's like...
Yeah, but Doc Lewis is older, man. Doc Lewis is an older man.
Oh, I know, but I was going to say Uncle Carl, but it's Uncle Phil and Carl. I always mix them up. Yeah.
He passed away, didn't he?
Uncle Phil passed away, it's so sad.
Yeah, you know what, man? That's
give him something else other than Family Matters and Die Hard.
Yeah, I'm with that. This
is the best game we've ever played.
This is good. Now, I'm just looking through some stuff to see if there's anybody else I could get, but he looks. Yeah, the only other. What about Forrest?
Do you have Mario as a referee, or like kind of like a hint at it?
Yeah,
it's not really Mario.
At least at one point, you'd have to have someone look like Mario play the referee just for one match. Doesn't have to be all the time. And I wouldn't even do it in the main event. I would just be doing a montage.
You know what? Don't even. He doesn't even have to have a mustache. Or give him a mustache. Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
Just get him back.
Yeah, that'd be funny. What about Forrest Whitaker as Doc Lewis?
Oh, no, I don't. Nope.
You don't like him?
I don't like him. Can't get over the eye thing.
Yeah, that's unfortunately. What about I'm just throwing other ones out at you just to see.
Okay.
What we could get here.
Yeah, just in case Reggie says no.
Yeah.
We could get Reggie in there. He's amazing.
That's true. Yeah, you know what? I think you nailed it. I think you got it. I think we're dead on.
Yeah, give him those sweats and that track jacket.
So, okay. So now once we've established that we're serious here. Because I think
clearly.
I don't think. I mean, like, what I'm saying is like, yes, it's a little goofy in terms, but I think that like I would take this 110% serious with this movie, and I think you could make look at Creed, how well Creed did. You know what I mean? And like I loved Creed. I thought it was one of the best movies last year. How Stallone didn't win an Academy Award blows me away. I think he nailed it 110% with, I mean, yeah, he played Rocky Balboa all his life. But at the end of the day, this is a different Rocky that he played. So I think that, like, when you look at this and you go, hey, boxing movies can still make bank. They can still make money. And you take something, a property that everybody knows, Punch-Out, and you throw it in that realm and you give it a realistic feel to it, a gritty, a little grit to it. I mean, when you got characters getting killed in a boxing match and stuff like that, like, I feel like it's not cream puff kitty type stuff. I think you're going to get parents that are going to be like, oh my God, I want to see this flick. You're going to get the middle-aged kids like you that are going to
thank you.
Want to see this flick. And you're going to get the younger, teenagers that are going to want to see it. Now, maybe the younger kids might not really care about it, but I feel like if you're going to do movies, do stuff like this, because you're going to get, like, think about the Marvel. I'm thinking about Marvel type movies, like Marvel, DC, that type of stuff. Like, it draws crowds. I think live action is the way to go. I think that if you're going to do, especially with this film, to do a cartoon of this film, it would never work, never happen. Mm-hmm. I think that save the cartoon stuff for Mario and for Zelda. But Zelda be different, and I have a different idea for Zelda, but Mario, I think, gets a cartoon. And there's a lot of people going, like, I was listening to the Warp Whistle podcast this morning on the way to work, and Mark was like, yeah, do you think they're going to make, like, a universe? And I don't want that. Keep everything separated. Doesn't have to be this grand scheme, universe like Marvel and Star Wars and all that stuff. Like, keep it separated. Mario, completely 110% animated flicks. Leave it that way. You have goofy, weird power-ups and things like that. Like, that needs to stay there. Unless you could figure out a way to make Mario jump really high and do backflips and all that nonsense. Listen, suddenly turns into an Italian gymnast. But I think Zelda, I think the best thing you do with Zelda is you take it to a Netflix and you do a television series. Because I think there's so much with Zelda, a movie doesn't do it justice. I think there's too much story to tell. A 2-hour flick doesn't do it any justice at all. Because
I see Zelda doing the Lord of the Rings treatment where it's one adventure split up across 3 movies and like one end goal, and he has a whole bunch of things he's got to do to get there in the end.
That's possible.
But so I agree with you. I think there's more than one movie can contain, but like I don't want to. I think about Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and I love those, but you can wear out by the end of it. I think some people watching Daredevil, you can get a little tired.
Well, Daredevil,
I want a big treatment for Zelda.
Not to get off the rails a little bit, but Daredevil, I feel, is just because it's too much grit, too much darkness, too much. You know what I mean? Like it's extremely. So it's like taking a Batman movie and extending it to 22 hours.
That's Gotham.
Yes, Gotham is horrible. Gotham is a hot mess. That is trash.
You better apologize to Chelsea right now.
That is the worst television show on television. That is horrible.
Yeah, I don't like it.
They had such a great idea and they just flushed it down the toilet. Don't get me started on that. That's another topic for another show.
I didn't bring it up, or did I? I don't remember.
Yeah, you did.
I'll have to listen back.
You broke Gotham. So for me, but for me, I think Animal Crossing, like we said, total animated flick. I'd have it like a goofy adventure where there's a kid that comes to town, whatever. He stumbles upon this weird forest, and they just go. And maybe they just run off into an adventure. It doesn't necessarily have to be the town or anything like that. Whatever you do. But I think
because there could be like this, like the underlying or the like overarching moral of the story for Animal Crossing is just learning to like be yourself, learning to become an adult. Like that's kind of what it is. It's like adult simulator, like like getting a mortgage and creating a farm or whatever, creating your own like little economy for you to pay for upgrades, and learning that there's always going to be this evil Tom Nook somewhere. There's an evil Tom Nook in all of our lives. Somewhere that we're gonna owe the man some money. And so that, I feel like that's kind of like the theme of the movie. And then however you want to play that out.
Even if you did like a Toy Story-esque thing, where they're basically all toys, they're stuffed animals that come to life. That's a way you could go with it. I mean, I know it's kind of like stealing off of Disney a little bit with that mindset, but Disney steals off everybody, so whatever. I think the other thing.
What is the plot for Toy Story 1? Like, what is the? It's just that.
They get
Buzz.
Buzz.
Buzz is new,
and
everybody loves him.
Him and Woody kind of go against each other, like So it's all.
And then what?
Doesn't
And then they almost get like taken away.
Well, he kicks. Doesn't he kick?
Oh, he
tricks Buzz to leave, and then doesn't he almost get like attacked by the dog and all that stuff? And then
it's brilliant.
It's a good movie. It's a good flick. But even if you think about it, like. That's basically the premise, to some degree, of Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is basically like this kid with stuffed animals that like goes off in these adventures and stuff. Like it's all in his imagination, Christopher Robin's. So it's the same theory, and I think you could go that way totally with Animal Crossing and just have fun with it.
I almost want to cast this, but we're going to take too long. But my favorite guy is Captain, who takes you on his little boat, takes you to the island, and he sings the song.
Uh-huh.
I could listen to that. That could be a mini series. That could be on Netflix. I could listen to that guy sing me songs all day. Love Captain. I love Captain.
Yeah, Captain's awesome.
Isabel.
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be a good show, I think, or a good movie.
Oh, so cute.
So there we are. So. Essentially, there's your idea that if we were to pitch, I would pitch Punch-Out. That would be the way I would go.
Who did we decide on for Little Mac? Did we decide on anybody?
We didn't actually decide on anybody, but we listed a bunch of names. My front runner is Tom Hardy all day long. Like I think that guy is a brilliant actor.
Do it. Done.
Okay.
Call him up.
There you go. Call Tom.
Actually, you don't have to do it, but Tom, just tweet at us. Let us know you're interested.
We know you're listening, Tom. You can definitely tweet us. Let us know. And when I read the tweet back where you're accepting it, I'll read it in your Bane voice. We're good to go, man. We're good to go. So, next topic. If we ran Nintendo, what are the changes to the internet you would make? Anything that involves the community is fair game, and anything that uses the internet. So anything, when I say use the community, what I mean is like any interaction with people, social interaction at all. What would you do to revamp the internet or change the internet, or what would you implement to the internet?
I would change everything.
There's a lot I would change. There's some things I would keep the same. There's a lot I would change. First off, their store, the eShop, spot on, perfect. I think the eShop on the 3DS is a little crappy. But on the Wii U, I think that store is perfect. I think it's a great setup, easy to find stuff, easy to flow through, do what you got to do.
Yeah, but they need a way to integrate it into the main user interface a little better. Like, you have to go to the store, where if you with other...
you got to go to the store, like, PSN.
I know, but Steam, I'm thinking of, like, you have to open up Steam to play your games. Mm-hmm. And Steam, and like the store is right there. So I think that there should be a better way of, oh, you like this game, or no, PlayStation. Like, think about it, when you highlight a game, like when you're playing Uncharted, you bring it up on the XMB. Just below it pops up all the DLC, all the other things. That you
can do that stuff too, but I think essentially when you go to the store,
I know.
Click to go to the store, I think that's fine. I think it's better than PlayStation, because PlayStation can get a little confusing sometimes when you're going down that list of a million different things, and it's like, okay, I want a game. Do I want to, when you go to the PSN, they don't offer the free games. It's actually offering you to buy the PSN, and it's like, I want the free game in a month. Where's that at? So that's fair. It's a little bit to navigate. You know what I mean? I've never been on Xbox, so I can't tell you how that works.
It's the same.
So I would just say that, like, I think that Nintendo on the Wii U covers the store good. I'm happy with it. I don't get upset when I go there.
Okay, I would add an app, mobile app for your phone. That's like the greatest thing on PlayStation. Yes. They actually do better, I feel, on PlayStation than Xbox does. Yeah. Definitely an app, but they've taken like that half step, because you can go online on your phone, buy a game, and it magically appears on your 3DS or your Wii U.
Absolutely.
So shopping is actually pretty good.
Shopping
for the most part.
Yeah, shopping is pretty good. I would definitely get the app to kind of bring everything together. I would eliminate the Miiverse. I think the Miiverse is a big waste of time.
I agree.
I think it's kind of cool. It was kind of cool in the beginning, and I understand what they were trying to do. It's just, you can only post so often. Like, you can put a post and then you got to wait like 5 minutes before you can post again, or something crazy. And I might be wrong. It might be 2 minutes, but it feels like 10. Whatever.
I've always found it confusing, because like the Miiverse and the friends list, like your friends list, are separate, but they're sort of cross-pollinated.
Yeah.
Like, it's not clear to me what the difference. Like, I guess I know what the difference is, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of, it's not separated enough. So get rid of the Miiverse. Finding friends, having that integrated into the main UI as well. Like, again, these are just all siloed off of the main experience.
I think the things that they've done with Miitomo, with the finding of the friends and stuff, should be integrated into the friends list.
Yes.
Because, first off, integrate Facebook, Twitter, any of those things into what you're doing with your internet. So that way then, when I want to look up, I don't know that your name is Awesome Shalom, I can actually go and...
Why? No, I don't like it.
No, don't ask me. You're the one that made the name. All right? Anybody that's looking for Sean on PS4, just look up Awesome Shalom. That is his handle. It's a one. Anyway, so
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Anyway, if you're,
I got a new shirt.
Change the subject. Now, if I'm looking to look you up and I don't know what your handle is, I can just look you up. I can look up Sean Capri and on Facebook or whatever, and it gives me access to you. That would be awesome. It'd be nice to be able to. And like, the one thing I like about the PSN is it'll recommend people that they know that you're friends on Facebook.
Sure.
So it'll say, like, you're friends with this guy on Facebook. Do you want to add him as a friend on here? Or you've got mutual friends. You can add them if you want to. Now, I don't add the mutual friends because I think that's a waste of time. But I will go through my Facebook friends list occasionally on the PSN and say, like, oh, here's this guy. I forgot, I didn't know he had a PS4, and I'll click and add him, So I like that. This one's going to get a lot of hate, I know. But I feel like they need to step it up finally and do trophies. And I know.
Oh, I didn't know you were counting that. Okay, yeah, 100%.
That's internet. That's internet.
Yeah,
that's interaction because it's social interaction.
Yep.
I think the answer though is stamps.
Mm-hmm.
I love the stamps. Now, if we got rid of the Miiverse, then there's really no point in having the stamps. I get that. But I don't think they'll ever get rid of the Miiverse. I think the Miiverse will stay because I think that's good for the younger kids. A good way to like communicate with people and all that stuff. And I do like when I first got on. I did go into Miiverse a lot, and I did draw pictures and things like that. Like, I know that if you take it away, it's going to hurt a lot of the younger users that really enjoy it and stuff. So maybe I wouldn't get rid of the Miiverse. I'll just leave it there. It is what it is.
No, but I would change it. Like, I would probably get rid of it, but, like, the stamps could be a way, and that's similar, like, with creating your drawings. Like, just make it part of your profile. Like, just kind of like how you can customize the background and your banner image on your Twitter account. Like, just give you all these nice little tools that you can draw and your thing. So people check you out, they can see what you're up to. Like, this is what you're playing, and this is some of your art. Like, don't push this stuff out there. It's just another.
But I feel like the stamps and the reason
stamps
why
I've been saying forever. I'm 100% on board with the stamps.
But I want them to be linked to something like trophies. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
Here's the one thing. Trophies get a bit ridiculous. Okay? Example. Uncharted 4 we talked about earlier. Like, the fact that I have to play this game 2-3 times in order to get all the trophies is just ridiculous. Like, some of the times, they do some ridiculous things to earn trophies and such. But a game like Mario, we're trained to go back over and over and over again to go get all the stars and to go get this and to go get that. Like, if I do that, sorry, I want to gloat a little bit to my friends and be like, hey, I just got all 120 stars. What did you do? And I think that, like, it was funny because last night when we were talking for a brief minute, I actually compared trophies between me and you. I was just curious. I wanted to see, like, what you had that I didn't have.
Your trophies.
Where you were on your Uncharted list, because I looked at it, like, I played Uncharted one time through, and I was like, I wonder how many Sean got on his first playthrough. And then I looked, and I was like, wow, he crushed me, but it's just, I like that stuff. I think it's fun, it's just a nice little added thing, like, and for people, because listen, I've brought this up a couple times in the NVC Facebook group, and they're just like, oh, it's bragging, it's gloating. What do we do as gamers, man? How many times do you call your boys up and be like, hey, man, I did this? Like, growing up, that's all we did. We go to the cafeteria lunch table and be like, hey, I beat Mike Tyson today. Or I
you kind of need proof, though.
Yeah, but like we did. Yeah, we did stuff like it. So this is kind of nice that I can be like, oh, my God, I just unlocked this trophy or this stamp. I just got this stamp. Or you could be like, hey, guys, look at this stamp I just got. And then the other thing that would be kind of nice to do is, like, if it moved over to Facebook, where you could actually use stamps in Facebook, in your Facebook posts or whatever. Or you could take a picture of the stamp and post it on Facebook.
Or you can put them into your Me Photo from Miitomo.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you could do. The stamps, I think, were a phenomenal idea. I just think the fact that, like, you go pick up this stamp somewhere in the game, like on the Mario game, like they put the stamp extra someplace. That was, It was okay. It was a bit weird. It was a bit, and they say,
I loved it. I loved it.
Well, I loved it, but I just thought, like, okay, this is cool, but it'd be nice to have some hidden ones, some extra ones that you need to do certain things.
I see what you're saying, rather than just one per level kind of thing.
Yeah, or not even that. Like, get all the stars and you get a special stamp. Or,
definitely.
Get all the stamps and you get a special stamp. Like, all that stuff. Like,
Because here's the thing, like the reason that Xbox took off with achievements originally was because they wanted a way to bring back the magic of the high score in the arcades. Like who has the high score?
Yes.
So they went straight for points. PSN took it another. I feel like PSN does it better with the different levels of trophies, like with platinums. Like people struggle even to say like I 100% an Xbox game. Like it doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
So for Nintendo to do it, I think like they could also have different levels of like legendary stamps, for example, would be like, I don't even know. I guess like you can't really turn that into a verb.
Yeah, here you go.
But something like related to Pokemon or something where you have different levels of evolution.
Yeah, like I think
like just what's a grade level for the stamp?
Well, think about it. Like people will say like I 100%ed or I completed, Mario.
Yeah, but it has to be a word that's related to totally. So to bring it back about the high scores, like Nintendo, like that's their bread and butter high scores.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
you had scores in Mario you didn't even know why.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Absolutely. Like here's my thing. If I went through okay, so one of the things that you have to do in that game is to touch the flagpole with every character.
Yep.
That's part of the thing for 3D World. There should be a stamp. That should be an accomplishment, an achievement that, boom, the minute you hit it, it pops because A, that's telling you that you did it, and B, there you go. You get something for accomplishing that.
Didn't they call it an accomplishment? Like, didn't they have accomplishments in something?
No, the only time that I've seen accomplishments were, well,
Sorry,
I know.
I don't mean to stump you on that. I feel like they have like a
Shovel
weird...
Knight does it. Shovel Knight does it.
Oh, the feats.
Yeah, the feats, and then there are accomplishments in Minecraft, but that's a Minecraft thing.
Oh,
that's just Minecraft altogether. That's not.
I thought that Nintendo had like some sort of like they just took out a thesaurus and like what's another word for achievement and then did that. Like I don't want them to do that. I want like the word to be stamps.
Yeah. I think whatever you do, but it needs. I think the stamps need to take to another level, and to make it where like when I go to my friends list, I could pull up Sean and I could compare what stamps he has, what stamps I have. And we just go from there, and that's just I can because it brings up conversations occasionally.
Well, it also gives you another thing to do on your console. Like I don't know why. Like it's just weird. I'll just be sitting there scrolling through, and it's like, oh, not that that's the most fun time, but you need a reason more than just that game to be like on the console. Like there's a value there. I don't know how else to describe it, but there's a value to just making that. If you have all the consoles, what makes you turn on each one?
Yeah.
And you have to have that part of the experience, I think, of just browsing around.
I want a party chat system. Like I feel like it's time to step up. And and again, so people understand what we're talking about here. Yes, there's games that have voice chat. I don't want voice chat. Voice chat. Yes, voice chat would be nice to be in all these games. But like Minecraft has voice chat. I could grab a headset, plug it in, and I could talk to you if you're playing Minecraft. No harm, no foul, easy. But what I like about the PSN, what I like about voice party chat is Xbox is the same thing. Like I could be playing Minecraft, you could be playing Splatoon, and we could talk to each other. Mm-hmm. And that's fun. That's a lot. Like we did that one night. Myself, Toby, his wife Karina, my wife Tony, we all played Mario Kart. And
I wasn't invited.
This before I knew you. If I knew you,
still mad at you.
If I knew you, I'd invited you. But we played Mario Kart using PlayStation 4 Party Chat.
Oh my god!
How ridiculous is that? You know what I mean? Like to think that we all had headsets in and we're playing Mario Kart with each other, talking via the PlayStation 4. That's crazy. I just think it's crazy. But I think that's definitely a necessity.
Now, remind me on Wii U, does it work like this? Can you see a friend and say like they're playing Mario Kart? Can you just tap a button that says join the game just like that?
Yes.
Or do you have to? Okay.
If the game allows that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a Minecraft, I could click it and then go play. Minecraft.
But that goes back to my point a little bit.
But
won't
I
go
don't
over this
think-
too
okay.
much, but like the friends list has to be very accessible. Like with Xbox, it's a button over, and you're just like, this is what everybody's playing.
Yeah.
I think it's within 3 clicks. I can be playing Gears of War with a friend.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah.
And it's so cumbersome on the Wii U just
It
to
is.
join a friend and see what they're up to.
Anytime you want to go to notifications or friends list, it's a blink, done.
Mm-hmm.
The minute you go up, it's there. The list is there. Immediate. It's trophies. All that stuff is instantaneously. The store, you have to go over and sign into and all that stuff. But that's expected because there's credit card information tied to all that, and you want it to be secure and all that. But I think that what we need with the NX is to be more fluid, you know. But the main reason I brought this up was because I want some type of achievement system. I think it's time. I think it's a necessity. I think stamps are the way to go. You've already got it established. Keep going with it. And don't force everybody to put them in, because I think that's when it gets crappy. You know, but what you'll find is people trophy hunt. People all day long will buy games based upon trophies. It's weird. I don't get it, but it happens. There's a whole YouTube page based to trophies, you know, and
definitely, yes. There's huge communities around this stuff. No,
So-
I think it's definitely a good point. Now, here's something. I don't know if this counts as internet. I think it's definitely like cloud powered or internet powered in some way. But because we're assuming the NX will be cartridge based, going away from discs,
yes,
this could open up an opportunity to do something that I wish I could do on Xbox. I think Microsoft was planning on doing this before everything changed. You can't really do it. So if you purchase a physical game, if Nintendo can figure out a way to give you the digital license so that you don't always have to have the cartridge installed, and then so like I don't know what kind of nullifies what, but basically if you buy the digital purchase, then I don't know, then it locks the cartridge to your user account or something like that. Like the reason that you can't really do it with disc-based stuff is because you can't write to the disc.
Yeah.
But a cartridge,
That'd be nice.
Some sort, I know like DRM, people kind of like digital write stuff, like people get a little antsy in their pantsy about it. But I would absolutely love to own a physical game, put it on my shelf because I love the way that it looks and I just love that kind of like collection aspect of it. But I don't want to get up and I'm so lazy. I don't want to get up and grab it.
I love playing, because you know how many times this has happened to me in the course of my life where I get up, I put a game in, I sit down, and I start to play, and I'm about 2 seconds, and I'm like, man, I really don't want to play this game.
Yep.
I got to stop. That's the nice thing about digital. You could just click right through. I try to go. I'm probably 95% digital on my Wii U. I'm probably like 98 to 99% on my 3DS. So,
yeah, it depends on how you buy your games too, right? Like for me, this year has been all Amazon. And it was because they had a 30% off when you pre-order. Like it's different in the States, but in Canada, it was like a one-time deal. So I pre-ordered basically up until 2017 just to get 30% off of these games. So I have a lot of them that are physical, but I would like them digital.
Same way here. I agree. That's the one thing. All my PlayStation games are physical because I always take advantage of the Best Buy Gamers Unlocked or the PlayStation. You know what I mean? So most of my stuff, because I'm getting that discount, I'm doing that. Now I've kind of gone, the reason why my Wii U was because they had the Digital Deluxe program where I was getting $5 eShop credit every time I spent $50. So I was going hog wild buying games strictly digitally for a long time. Now they kind of, with the new store, they're kind of back on that a little bit. Or with the My Nintendo rewards, it's kind of back on that again. So I've been going back to digital just to accrue them coins. And when something pops up and I can get a discount or I can get it cheaper, I'm going to buy it, you know? So, but for the PS4, I'm mainly physical most of the time. So I would like that where I could buy the game physically, but also get the digital rights to it.
Yeah, and so while you want to use it as a digital, like then you can lock it. And then if you wanted to sell it or give it to somebody else, you can unlock it. Like there should be a way that can kind of go both ways. I think that I don't want to freak anybody out by this idea of like locking in, like you can't trade it in. I think that is an important part of the whole economy of video games, to be able to trade things in and then buy something else with with that money. I think that's important. So I wouldn't take that away, but that's what I would do. I don't know if that still falls under the topic.
Yeah. No,
but I talked about it anyway, so there you go.
There you go. So that's all I got for today. How about you?
I mean, I feel like this thing could go on forever and ever and ever. But like remote play, I would add some form of remote play, like from a PC or laptop or tablet or something else, like some way to access your Nintendo console from somewhere else. But again, like a lot of the stuff that we're talking about is standard on all the other consoles. So I don't know if there's like a general way of just saying, do what the other guys are doing and then add some of these other stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that the digital licensing would be a step above. It could give you a reason to own a game that's cross-platform. Could give you a reason to say, well, I'm going to own it on a Nintendo platform because I can buy it physically and own this thing. Yeah. But for the most part, it is just like catch up. Just do everything else.
Yeah, I agree.
That everybody else is doing.
I agree.
Are you satisfied?
I'm good. I think.
Twitch streaming and YouTube streaming.
Yeah, they got to do that. It's got to be seamless. Clicking a button in. Like the other day, you and Toby were watching me play Uncharted for a little bit, and it was just because I was actually playing through YouTube, not through Twitch. I just clicked a button and boom, it was streaming through YouTube. So absolutely, they need to do that.
Yep. I mean, they got to change their whole policy on stuff, but yeah.
You know what? And for me, because I'm already in their group, I could care less. Just make it easier for me to stream my stuff.
But I feel like because it would be from their console, they would be able to have some sort of control or whatever would satisfy Nintendo. Absolutely. Because it's running through their console. They could kind of, I don't know, whatever restrictions they want to put on, it's just through the console. But
absolutely,
yes, definitely that. What else? That's probably good.
That's it. We're good.
Billy Blaze will tell us if that was enough.
Yeah, everybody will tell us. That's what I was going to say next. I was going to encourage, like, what's your feelings? What's your feelings in terms of a movie? Do you like our idea, Punch-Out? If you do, cast it for us. Tell us who you would like to see play certain roles. If you don't like the idea of Punch-Out and you have another movie, tell us what that movie is. And maybe we'll get into the conversation with you and we'll cast your movie. You know, that would be kind of fun. So we love the community and we love the interaction with you guys. So definitely do that. And then with the internet.
Who's the guy who played Kingpin in Daredevil?
Oh, God.
I don't know his name, but cast him as Kirby in a live-action.
Why? Why are you doing this to me? This is
just making you. I always want to make you second guess yourself on having me on the show.
You're doing very well today. So, but also, if you don't want to contact us via down below, tweet us, and you can tweet Sean where
at Sean Capri, Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants.
Yes, I don't know what you're about to
or
say.
The juice. I was going to say the juice or the
Capri Sun. Yeah, you can follow me, Instagram, Twitter at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Cub Scout.
ABC, see you later. Look at my shirt. You love me. Look at Donkey Kong. Talking about bananas.